Coming up on After the Whistle, Bellefonte looks to keep their undefeated season alive.
Plus, Penn State softball continues their winning streak as they prepare to play Northwestern.
And Penn State's club boxing team squares up for nationals.
This group is really put together mentally and physically, and I think we're going to be coming back with some belts.
Hello and welcome to After the Whistle. Our crews traveled around the area to bring you coverage of high school baseball, softball, boys lacrosse, and track and field. I'm Massimo Bonagorio.
And I'm Liana Tamsin. We have updates from Penn State softball and baseball, as well as a feature on Penn State club boxing, all and more, coming up out After the Whistle.
Bellefonte has gotten off to an impressive start to the season. The undefeated Red Raiders, led by junior Evan Mattern, got their 8th win of the season Monday night. Mattern started off the bottom of the second inning using his speed to sneak behind Tyrone to steal second base. The Bald Eagles tried to catch Red Raiders junior Gavin Lucas lacking, but Lucas was quick to slide back to first. Mistakes started to plague Tyrone as the catcher misses the pitch and Lucas went sliding into home to extend the Raiders' lead. Bellefonte senior Quentin Krautheimer slammed a home run past the fence to widen the gap and crush any hope that Tyrone had to come back. The big hits just kept coming for the Red Raiders as the ball flies just out of Tyrone's fingertips and Bellefonte gets on base again. Isaac Gall puts his name on the stat sheet with a dominant hit, sending the Golden Eagles outfielder scrambling him to running to second. The Red Raiders finished off Tyrone with a catch by Braden Fortney in the outfield to continue their undefeated season and send the Golden Eagles packing. They would go on to win 6-0 over Tyrone. Bellefonte faced fellow undefeated team Hollidaysburg earlier this afternoon. Our reporter Massimo Manfred was at the game. How was this District 6 matchup?
It was fantastic, a strong showing for both teams, and it seemed that revenge was on the mind for Bellefonte after a 9-6 defeat last season as they flipped the script on the Golden Eagles.
Last year was a tough one. We were young, brought a lot of guys back from last year's team. So, you think about that for a minute, but you're more focused on where you are this year, and you have to be because they're going to come in ready to go.
The Red Raiders returned 7 of 9 players in their lineup from last season's defeat against Tyrone.
We have a lot of kids that work hard on and off the field. No matter what we're doing, if we have an off day, we always go and get swings. We have a lot of kids that are always trying to get better, always competing with each other in practice.
Quentin Krautheimer, a returner from last season, is a big part of the team's success. He hit a 2-run home run to beat Tyrone on Monday, which kept Bellefonte undefeated.
Q's done a great job for us this year. He's someone that, took advantage of some opportunities last year, and worked into playing first base with some other guys. And this year he's really kind of made first base his and not relinquished it.
Led by players like Krautheimer, Bellefonte is currently top 10 in the state of Pennsylvania. Playing difficult opponents like the Tyrone Golden Eagles is just one stop on their route to the playoffs.
Tyrone's always a tough team to play, so anytime you can get a win out, no matter what's happened in the past, you feel like you've accomplished something. They're well coached. They've got good players, strong history of success, so we knew we'd be in for a battle.
The Red Raiders beat Tyrone 6-0 this time around, but they will face each other again as Bellefonte heads to Tyrone on May 7th, looking to sweep the season series. But for now, Massimo, how is District 6 baseball looking?
State College looked to keep their win streak going. As Mechanicsburg stepped up to the plate, top of the second, Mechanicsburg with a 4-run lead, and Wildcat outfielder Micah Solomon sends a dribbler up the middle that gives State College fits. 1 run scores, and the Wildcats extend their lead to 5. On the pitching side for Mechanicsburg, senior Grady Weaver would lock down the Little Lions offense, striking out 9 through 5 scoreless innings of work. However, some trouble would arise later in the game. In the bottom of the 6th, Weaver would let up 3 runs, making the Wildcats lead only 2 runs. Despite this, the Wildcats ace would calm things down by striking out the next batter and finishing the next 2 batters with a lazy fly ball and a routine grounder to second. Some insurance runs and Weaver's 10 Ks propelled the Wildcats past State College with a final score of 8-3. The Little Lions will look to put this game in the rearview mirror as they are currently playing Cumberland Valley.
State College is wrapping up its game against Cumberland Valley. Our reporter Aaron Riley is at the field. Aaron, how's the game going?
Now batting number 21.
We're here at the bottom of the 7th inning, right behind home plate for the Little Lions at Community Fields, and they trail 4-1 to Cumberland Valley. But let's take a look at how we got here. Top of the first, Eagles up 1. Barrett Matthews hits a grounder to second, but State College snares it and gets the out at first to end the inning. The dam broke in the second, though, as Liam George's ground ball goes under the glove of the first baseman, scoring 1 to make it 2-0. Eagles weren't done in the second, as Liam Lee grounds one up the middle and Liam George beats the throw home to extend the Eagles' lead. The fans behind us in the hill and on the stands look to help the Little Lions come back just as this game is finishing up. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Aaron. The Penn Valley Rams have started this season slowly, but look to gain momentum on Monday against a tough Mount Union squad. The Rams warming up prior to first pitch, the top of the third, already 1-0 Trojans. Abe Weinrich lines one softly to right, scoring 1 and making it 2-0 Mount Union. Bottom of the 4th inning, Penns Valley down 5-0. Lincoln Shuey bunts, but the catcher airmails the throw to third, allowing a run to score. Now it's 5-1 Trojans still up. Top of the 6th now, 8-3 Mount Union. Jamin Rank rips one to center, but Shuey is there to make an incredible diving catch. I don't think I would ever be able to make a play like this in my entire life. MLB stuff from Shuey. In the top of the 7th, though, Rank would get his revenge, ripping this line drive through the left side of the infield for an RBI single, making it 12-6 Trojans. Mount Union would tack on 3 more, winning the game 15-6. With the win, Mount Union moved to 6-2, and then they beat Claysburg Kimmel last night 8-4. Penns Valley drops to 1-5 this season and are currently playing at St. Joseph's Catholic Academy.
Bald Eagle area got the home field advantage as they faced Jersey Shore this past Monday. Bald Eagle warms up as they look to spoil Jersey Shore's perfect start to their season. Starting early, it's Jersey Shore's Sophia Wrench who sends the ball flying to the left center of the outfield as she bolts to second base before the ball ever turns back to the dirt. But Bald Eagle would respond quickly as Harley Witherite boots the ball to the right side of the outfield, securing 2 RBIs for her team. Look at that late slide there. Right up the diamond for the Bald Eagle is Kendall Glavlock swinging her bat and sending the ball straight to the scoreboard for her first home run of the season. The junior would give her team 2 extra runs and be joined at home plate for a very excited team celebration. Look at them. Up next is Rayleigh Rapaski with a flaming bat that sends the ball over to the scoreboard once again for the Bald Eagles' second home run of the day. She would run all the way back to home plate where the rest of her team would wait for her to celebrate. Bald Eagle area would put up 9 runs by the 5th inning and secure the win. Jersey Shore's perfect start to the season would end falling to 6-1, while Bald Eagle improves to 2-2. They'll be away at Phillipsburg-Ocilla on Tuesday.
4 teams from the area took part in track and field at Rogers Stadium in Bellefonte on Tuesday. The hosting Red Raiders welcomed Central, Penn Cambria, and Central Cambria to the events, and it was Bellefonte taking the most overall events. This included sweeping the boys and girls 400 meters and both long jumps. Plus, the Red Raiders took the top spot in 3 of the 6 hurdle events and had a winner in 12 unique competitions between their boys and girls squads. Central Cambria also had some strong performances. The Red Devils took victory in both 3,200 meter races and swept the discus events in the field too. Bellefonte hosts again on Tuesday, featuring Hollidaysburg and Tyrone. Central also faces Tyrone next alongside Bald Eagle next Thursday. Penn Cambria's next meet is at Richland, with Bedford joining as well, and Central Cambria is off until the 20th when they travel to Hollidaysburg.
On the turf, the Mechanicsburg Wildcats traveled to State College to take on the undefeated Little Lions. It was youth night at North Turf as youth players joined in the starting lineup before the game. Right off the opening draw, State College gains possession, passing the ball around behind the net and getting it to Charlie Ladritto, who jumps up to collect it and buries it from the top of the crease to put the Little Lions on the board early. Next up is Trey Combs dodging around his defender and cutting inside the missile, one over the goaltender's shoulder, and put State College up to 5-0 just over halfway into the first. With 22 seconds left in the opening quarter, it was Combs again, this time collecting the ground ball out of a scramble and taking it for a quick hat trick to give the Little Lions a dominant 8-11 8-1 lead. The Wildcats took their turn with 5 minutes remaining in the first half when Eric Stedhan collected the pass from behind the net and sliced it through traffic to make 10-3. However, the Mechanicsburg could not mount a comeback and fell to the high-powered Little Lions. Combs led State College with 12 points on the night, and Luke Legretto scored 7 goals. The Wildcats and Little Lions meet again on May 7th.
Coming up, we'll take a look into how Penn State softball and baseball are doing.
We also have an update on Gavin McKenna's hearing and the blue and white practice. Penn State softball had a big weekend against Maryland.
But first, let's take a look at an update on Gavin McKenna's hearing. Penn State hockey's Gavin McKenna's arraignment was scheduled for today. However, his attorneys waived the arraignment. According to the court administration's office, McKenna's next scheduled appearance will be on May 11th for the criminal pretrial. McKenna is currently being charged with simple assault and disorderly conduct stemming from an alleged incident that happened in January outside of a bar in State College. Originally, he was charged with felony aggravated assault, but that charge was dropped after police reviewed surveillance video.
The Nittany Lions face Maryland in a 3-game series this weekend. Maryland started off the 3-game series strong from the plate with a huge hit from Bailey Murphy, sending senior Caroline Fox sliding into home plate. But the Nittany Lion, Natalie Lioto, sent a powerful hit flying right by the Terrapins, getting on base quickly for Penn State. Following Lito, Gabby Gradishar sent one flying for the fence to load the bases and sent freshman Allison Oneacre running to rack up the points for the Nittany Lions. At her next turn up to bat, Lito made the biggest play of Penn State's season so far with a grand slam to put 4 points on the board for the Nittany Lions. Oneacre, the highest ranked prospect for the Nittany Lions in the class of 2025, came back up to the plate and to continue an already impressive freshman season, racking up another home run for Penn State. Oneacre ran back to a tight-knit team ready to celebrate their imminent win. The Nittany Lions continued the weekend with a doubleheader on Saturday. Now moving into Game 2 of Saturday doubleheader, Penn State started off the game sluggish, missing an easy catch to let Maryland get on base. The Nittany Lions then capitalized on the same mistake by Maryland, but nothing would come for the inning for the blue and white. The Terrapins would try to change the pace with a bunt, but the Nittany Lions defensive was ready. Macy Chamberlain was swinging big for the Nittany Lions with Frankie Flesher sliding into home, but it would be caught out for another no-score inning. Freshman pitcher Brevlin Lidapor is pitched well Sunday afternoon, keeping the Terrapins off base. The Nittany Lions outfield would come in clutch yet again to send the game into the bottom of the 7th inning. Junior Brooke Clausewitz would send one flying over to the fence to win the game and the series for the Nittany Lions in a walk-off home run. It would be a low-scoring win, 2-0 for Penn State to sweep the weekend series. The Nittany Lions will face Northwestern in Happy Valley on Friday.
Penn State hosted their second Dollar Dog Night of the season yesterday against Fairleigh Dickinson. After their last Dollar Dog Night was canceled against UCF, Penn State fans were excited to show out for some $1 hot dogs. As the sun started to set, it's FDU's Hunter Ray who swings his bat and sends the ball flying to left. The Penn State defense scrambles and FDU is able to capitalize and secure a run at the top of the second. With second and third base loaded for Penn State, Jaden Davis sends the ball into center and books it to secure a double and 2 RBIs in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Penn State fans ate a total of 4,765 hot dogs during the game. Regardless of frigid temperatures, these fans show up to support Penn State, especially on Dollar Dog Nights. Look at those hot dogs go. I think Ketchup continues his tear this season. In the bottom of the 8th inning, it's Penn State's Michael Anderson who launches it into the outfield, and he runs all the way to third base and secures another RBI for the team. The play would finish out scoring for the Nittany Lions as they defeated FDU 11-5. Penn State improves to 9-21 and will now travel to Ohio State for a 3-game series this weekend. Their next home series is against Rutgers starting on April 17th.
Fans will finally get their chance to see head coach Matt Campbell's Nittany Lions in action. This year's blue-white practice will showcase the team at 1 p.m. on April 25th. Campbell was the head coach of Iowa State for 10 seasons. He will now usher in a new era for Penn State football. The 2026 season begins September 5th against Marshall at Beaver Stadium.
Penn State club boxing is heading to nationals. Our reporter Zach Miller has the story.
Thanks, Massimo. This year, the National Club Boxing Association celebrates their 50th anniversary, and the Penn State Boxing Club is heading to nationals. Let's take a look.
Found out that we had a boxing team here, and I was like, let me just try out, and then I just fell in love with boxing from there.
Penn State's Boxing Club is a way for students to learn the sport of boxing and the community behind it.
I feel like our team comes as a whole, and we're just like a big family.
Students can get involved either as general club members, where they learn the basics of boxing, technique, and training, or try out for the competitive team. Donovan Quinn says boxing is more than a combat sport.
It's an art, and it's something that kind of always clears your mind. Like, no matter what's going on with what you're doing in life, you go to the boxing gym, all those problems, all those issues that you're dealing with just go away, they disappear.
Every year, the club brings its best competitive team boxers to the NCBA National Championships. This year, the competition is in Charlotte, North Carolina. And with 10 Penn State boxers competing, head coach Derek Roth says he's optimistic and is ready to see the team showcase their skills.
We're taking the most women we've ever taken, which is 4. And then we have 6 guys going. All have a great opportunity to win. This group is really put together mentally and physically, and I think we're going to be coming back with some belts.
The boxing club left this morning for Charlotte and will be competing this weekend. Also, stay tuned for a more in-depth piece on the team. Back to you guys at the desk.
It's always great to see a Penn State club being represented on a national stage, or in this case, ring.
That's right, Liana. It's great to see a sport growing within our community. Switching things over, reporter Mac Leach is in our studio with our top 3 plays.
From the field to the track, there were exciting plays all over Pennsylvania, but these are your top 3. At number 3, it's State High's Charlie Ladero getting the ball, sending it behind the net to Luke Flickinger. Flickinger cuts through defenders, and it's in for a goal. Look at that celebration. Coming in at number 2, it's a wild pitch from Parker Flettenberger, and Maddox Hobbs puts on the speed to steal home. And then our top play of the week is on the track for the boys' 100-meter dash. Penn Cambria's Isaac Britton gets the quick start, but Bellefonte's Caleb Bartley comes in hot to take the win by 0.04 seconds over Britton. Those were our top 3 plays. Liana and Massimo, back to you guys.
Liana, I used to run track and field, but I think now that I'm just too old, I don't think I would ever be able to run that fast anymore.
No, I would trip and fall on my face, I fear.
Absolutely. Well, that's all for this week's episode of After the Whistle. Tune in next week for more coverage of District 6 and Penn State sports. I'm Massimo Bonagorio.
And I'm Liana Tamsin. We'll see you next week right here on After the Whistle.